Welcome back, everyone, to podcast number 8 of the Three Rivers Rundown. It's your hosts, Steph, Joe, and Dom, back at it again. Men, how we feeling?
Feeling good.
Couldn't feel better.
8 eps, man. 8 eps.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 months. It's been 2 months exactly now, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
That's crazy. Time's flying by. Sooner or later, football season is going to be done, and we're going to have to start making some different content.
Yeah, we're going to be out of work.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a brutal one.
I swear, after football season's over, I feel like it takes forever for football to start back up. And once it starts back up, it just flies by.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get rocking and rolling with the usual stuff, I'd love to talk about your guys' thoughts on this past Steeler game. Like, you guys hyped up like me, beating the Ravens. Granted, wasn't a pretty game, but at the end of the day, when you go to the playoffs and whatever, it doesn't tell you what the scores of were the game. It just says your record.
Here's the thing. The number one thing I feel like we've all probably heard in Pittsburgh media and Pittsburgh Twitter is you didn't score an offensive touchdown. It's the Ravens. It's an anomaly. There's nothing like it. You can't compare the Ravens game to anything else. I mean, things happen. Obviously there's mental mistakes and there's other things that, you can kind of control. But AFC North football, that's what it is. It's sloppy, and it's not pretty, and you got to grind out a win. And that's just how it goes.
100%. And to that, so I went to the game on Sunday, and I usually average about 3 to 4 games a year, if not maybe 5. And they're usually primetime games. This is probably the first 1 o'clock game I've been to in a while. And the atmosphere is one of the best atmospheres I've seen in a long time.
Really?
The atmosphere is unbelievable down there.
I feel like you could hear it through the TV how electric it was.
Unbelievable, dude. And I've been to a lot of Steeler games. This one was just a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk out of my ass a lot where I'll see like a stat and then like I kind of modify it to my own thing. So it's probably not exactly this, but in the sort of vicinity, I saw something. It's like since 1970, the rest of the NFL, when a team doesn't score a touchdown, they only win 7% of the games. And the Steelers in that same time frame have won like 33% of their games without scoring a touchdown. So
wow. Well, that makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like that's kind of how it's been the last 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, twice this year we're 2-0 without scoring a touchdown.
Week 1, right? Against the Falcons. Yeah.
Boswell, both games, 6 field goals. So
talk about him, dude. He's the best in the league right now. You can't tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, you're going up against arguably one of the best of all time, and he's coming up with excuses about the field, and then it's like the guy on the other side of the field of you just went 6 for 6 and won his team the game. So where's your excuses?
Exactly. Fun fact, he has more fantasy points than Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp right now.
And Travis Kelce, I think I saw.
Travis Kelce,
He has more fantasy points than every tight end in fantasy.
Bowers too.
Yes, there's not one guy in fantasy that's a tight end that has more points than him.
That's impressive because Bowers has like 70 catches for 700 plus yards.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how many touchdowns.
Just between this past week and the first week, he has like 50 fantasy points.
Yeah,
just from 2 weeks. So
that's true. Yeah. I love Boz, man. It's so reliable.
Yeah,
the Wizard of Boz. He should be getting some MVP votes. But you know what, guys? Let's go right into it now, and let's do our weekly recap. We can start off with how we did for our weekly wagons. Joe, Dom, and then our guest last week, Johnny. You guys all hit the nail right on the head. Joe, you had Kansas City Buffalo over 45.5. And if I'm not mistaken, that Josh Allen touchdown at the end of the game, I think that put it over. So that was big. Yeah. If he doesn't score there, I think a field goal wouldn't have covered. I could be wrong.
I think I would have lost by like a point or 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So him scoring there was huge. Then Dom, you had Miami and Raiders over 44. All I know is when the Raiders scored, I was like, oh, like there's like no time left. Miami is they're not going to do anything. They're going to run the clock out with like a couple minutes left. They were up, and I get an alert, and it was like some long touchdown from, I want to say it was Jonnu Smith. So
I saw it,
yeah, that ended up getting hit. Johnny took Steelers +3. If you guys remember, I said I almost went Steelers money line as my lock. So
Yeah.
probably should have went that because I was the only one that got it wrong with Bengals money line, and that hurts how Joe Burrow can be as good as he is and they still don't win.
Yeah.
No defense.
Then men, we had 2 stinkers in our touchdowns and Thursday bets. And touchdowns first, Joe, Dom, and Johnny, you guys all missed. Joe with Nick Chubb, he couldn't get in the end zone. Chase Brown, Dom, that's yours, couldn't get in the end zone. And then Johnny took Justin Watson. And then
I don't even know if he tied his shoes on Sunday.
He might not have. Hey, Noah Gray scored 2 touchdowns, and both times I thought it was Justin Watson.
I know. Yeah. What are you saying?
Yeah.
No, I did too, honestly. I think, Steph, you, me, and Johnny were texting about that.
Yeah. But then I was the only one that got it right with Puka Nacua. And if you guys do remember, I did say Puka Nacua was absolutely going to eat. He had a touchdown. He had over 100 yards. I said both of those, and I said it will be his best game of the season, and it was. So Puka Nacua did not disappoint. And with that being said, Cooper Kupp, right on the other side of him, absolutely dominated also. Yeah. So them Rams, man. And then Thursday bets. I know this one might be a fading away segment in our podcast because we've been absolutely struggling. This week we went 1-3 with Johnny being the only one that hit. You had Joe with Devontae Smith, 70+ yards. He couldn't get it. Dom had first touchdown, 8.5 yards or more. And I had Terry McLaurin at 60+ yards. Scary Terry got absolutely locked down by the
Big
Eagles
Slay
corner. No, not Big Play Slay. Who's the other one? The rookie.
Absolutely. No, Quinion Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, Quinion Mitchell absolutely dominating everyone he plays against. I wasn't aware of that, and Terry McLaurin had 1 catch for like 10 yards.
Yeah.
Joe Devontae Smith, I feel like he didn't have a horrible game, just that he didn't hit that 70-yard mark. And Dom, first touchdown of the game was a 1-yard touchdown run.
Of course.
Yep, the complete opposite. But then Johnny did have Barkley 125 plus rushing and receiving, and that absolutely hammered. So
Steph, what was your bet?
Terry McLaurin 60+ yards.
That's right.
Yeah. I do want to say this though. Us three have had a talk about possibly ending this Thursday night segment because we've all been like pretty bad at it. By bad, me and Joe are both 3-3. Dom, you're 1-5. But
can't win a bet.
I will say our guests, this is their best one. They are 4-0 on Thursday night props.
Oh, wow.
4-0 from our guests.
Wow.
Yes. And
that's
then
just stat line there.
I want to say all time so far, Joe, you're 11-8. Me and Dom are both 8-11, and our guests are 8-4.
Wow. Guests are continuing to be the ticket.
Yeah. Hail the guests, not us. But then going right into our weekly pick'ems, we didn't have a great week. We didn't have a bad week. We had an all right one. Started off hot. Eagles win. Packers win. Lions destroyed them. Dolphins win. Rams win. This one, Dom, what do you have to say about this one?
Did I pick Cleveland or did I pick the Saints? Because I legitimately don't remember.
You picked the Saints, and you were the only one. And I said, mark that one down.
Is that the only one we missed so far?
So up to this point, yes.
Okay. I want to keep looking at this because I feel like there's another one that's coming up.
Then we went Steelers. We went Vikings. Me and Dom right here. We coin toss Colts. Colts pulled it out.
See ya, Rodgers.
We got Broncos. I think, Dom, you might have said Falcons here, you and me. I could be wrong.
No, I said I like Sean Payton.
That's right. I was the one that said the Falcons alone. But then we got Seahawks one wrong. We got this one wrong. We went Buffalo. We got this one wrong. You guys
Chiefs.
You guys, yeah. But no, yeah, that's what I mean. But the Bills won. This one, you guys followed me for my weekly lock, and I let yins down. And then this one was a pretty easy one. So
unanimous.
Well, they can't stop a high school football team. So I mean, until they can stop a high school football team, then maybe they can win some games. They're wasting all their quarterbacks' prime right now.
So this week we went 10-4. Wasn't a great week. Wasn't a horrible week. Not good enough to win, but we were up there in standing. So a respectable performance.
I think 10-4 is great.
Not if you want to win. There's
That's
teams
true.
getting 12 wins. There's
That's
teams
right.
getting 11 wins. So
He's right
we got to
about
hold
that.
ourselves to a higher standard.
That's true.
Can't forget that.
But let's go right now into our weekly wagons. I'll lead it off. I think this should come to surprise of no one. I'm looking at DraftKings. I was like, what game speaks to me? Oh, my number 2 team. We're going Lions
they
-7.5 against the Shoe. Get out of here.
Come on.
These Lions are firing on all cylinders. You have Amon-Ra Gibbs and Montgomery. It seems like they score every single game. What is it? 8 straight games now for Amon-Ra. So
Really?
yeah, 8 straight games with a touchdown. He just had his best game of the season. Jared Goff, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, throws a 5-interception game, barely pulls out the win against the Texans. And what does he do this week? He comes in, has a perfect passer rating, and I don't even think he had 5 incompletions. Like, absolutely dominated. So I'm
trapping.
Richardson had a good game this past week, and I don't think Richardson's going to have a second one.
The funny thing is, I know they won 52-6, but they were actually down 3-0 to start the game. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Even a blind squirrel can find a nut.
They won a 52-3 run.
All right, Joe, what do you got?
So I got Buccaneers -5.5. They're at the Giants, but Giants, they're going through a quarterback change, and they're not starting the right backup quarterback for me. So I think that one was kind of easy for me. I don't think Tommy DeVito can get it done. I do think Drew Lock would give them a better chance, but not in this one. Yeah.
He's a fun character, though, that Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Like, I hope the best for him, but yeah, I agree. I don't know.
I like his agent.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Funny. Yeah.
Dom, what you got for us? I heard you had something cooking.
Yeah, I did something different this week. I'm on a roll here. I think I won 3 in a row, weekly wagons, or 2. It's at least 2. It might be 3. I don't know, but I'm gonna do something different this week.
Last 2.
Last 2. So I'm gonna do a 6-point teaser with Houston and Miami. Houston at -2.5 and Miami -1. Like I said, a 6-point teaser. I actually think I think I said this last week, but I actually think Miami's going to make a little run. I think Tua's finding his rhythm again. Tyreek scored last week, which is good for his momentum leading forward. And I think, Houston, the Joe Mixon, addition to that team, it's just they're scorching hot right now. So I think both teams are going to win. And I think Houston at least wins by a field goal, and Miami just has to essentially win the game.
I like it a lot. I like Houston a lot, and I think this would be a good way just to
getting creative. I like it.
We could segue right into our TD parlay. Dom, what are your thoughts for this?
So I took Joe Mixon coming off the 3 TD game. He looks like, obviously he was great in Cincinnati, but he looks like a totally different player with Houston. I don't know what it is. His body looks different. It kind of reminds me of the whole James Conner situation. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when James Conner played for Pittsburgh and he went to Arizona, he looked a lot bigger in Arizona and faster. I don't know if you guys noticed. It could just be me that notices that. And
he looks way better there.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that same vibe with Mixon. I'm not saying Mixon was bad with Cincinnati by any means, but he just looks so much more explosive in this offense. So I think he's going to find the end zone again this week.
He's a Southern boy, dude. He's back down.
He just looks explosive, man.
Yeah.
You know what's the thing I love about Joe Mixon is he runs the ball so hard that it opens up the pass game. And what a better way to open up the pass game than for our next TD scorer to be Nico Collins. I love this guy. I think, he had a 77-yard touchdown the first game back after a hamstring injury. It got called back, but that shows he's back to 100%. I think the fact that he didn't score this past week is even more reason why he will score this week. So that's why I went Nico Collins. So we got 2 guys, same team. Let's go.
Let's ride it.
I like it.
All
right, we're going to round it out with a running back here. We've got Patriots against the Dolphins. I'm going with Ramondre Stevenson to find his way in the end zone. I just like Ramondre Stevenson, to be truthful. I mean, he could catch the ball. He's a hard runner. I have him on a couple fantasy teams, which might have played into this pick, but we're gonna ride with Ramondre.
Is that 2 Oklahoma Sooner running backs we got riding here, huh?
It is. It is.
Didn't even notice that till right now.
All right, guys, I want to get right into this because I am giddy about this. Thursday night props.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Our team
Here we go.
going into Cleveland. I want to lead this off. I'm that excited.
Go ahead.
So I know this is going to kind of like counteract the other picks going on here, but I'm going to the game. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
yes, I'm
Nice.
leaving tomorrow morning. But
Can you tell by the hat?
come on.
Well, I mean, how am I supposed to tell off that?
He wears it 48 hours in advance every game he goes to.
Okay.
This is how you
You
know
think I'm kidding?
he doesn't know. He
That
doesn't
is
know.
nice.
This hat's been on my head for what is it? 25 minutes now leading up. So
He'll sleep. He'll shower in that thing.
If he does that, I'm actually not doing this podcast ever again.
I don't think he's gonna film it.
all right, so now that it's just the two of us,
It's kinda
since
quiet here. I
since
like
he
it.
didn't want to be part of this, with my lock, I'm going Najee Harris 70 plus rushing. I heard it's supposed to be a cold, rainy day. It's going to be Steelers football. We're going to hit you in the mouth, and we're going to see what you do back. And personally, I think we're going to hit him, and I think we're going to hit him hard. And who's going to hit him? It's going to be Najee Harris.
Let's
Joe,
go.
what are you thinking?
So I'm also obviously going to go with the Steeler, and I would expect Doms to have been a Steeler as well if he was still with us. But I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth, 25 plus yards at plus 140. That's what I saw it at. I just saw it like about 5 minutes ago. It has since went down to plus 135, but still great value.
Great value.
I really think he finds his way in the end zone. I think a lot of people have been asking, where's Freiermuth at? I think he shows up this week in pretty big fashion.
I like that. All right, with that rounds up our weekly locks and weekly wagons, so we can move on to weekly. I'm just kidding, guys.
He's so mad.
Here
He's
he
so
is.
mad.
Here he is.
Honestly,
What do you
honestly
got
though, it's probably better if I skip that segment.
for us?
I mean,
You know-
what am I? 1-5?
you
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel
good.
like if you're ever gonna turn around,
It's right
the
now.
worst is how you
Now.
do it. What do you got? What do you got?
I'll tell you what I got.
Yep.
I got the baddest man in the league coming into Cleveland and not only getting 60 plus yards, okay? He's going to have 85 plus and a tutty with 7 catches. Give me George Pickens over 60 plus yards. Lock it in. Great value at minus 105.
Wow.
Well done.
Lock it in.
I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure George Pickens has had 70 plus yards every single game since Russell Wilson's been our quarterback. So
Sounds about right.
love that.
Dude's a stud.
Absolutely love it.
Let's ride.
Good.
All right, man. Now you can actually go into weekly pick'ems. Let's make this one quick so we can talk about this Steelers Browns game a little bit more. So we'll go. I want Dom to lead it off this time. Then I'll go, and Joe, I want you the closer.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't even want to
Huh.
talk. I don't want to talk about this one. We're going to the next one.
You might. Hey, listen. If you want to make this quick, I think we know our next one already too. But I mean,
I'm with it. So, Joe.
Yeah, I'm with the Chiefs.
All right.
Chicago had a better week this week, man, or this past week, I should say. I just can't ride that train right now. And Minnesota's playing well against Minnesota.
I agree. I'm going Minnesota, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears do pull this one off.
I was gonna say it could be a little bit of a rat, but I'm going with the Vikings too.
Completely agree with that.
I'm going to take Houston. They're finally fully healthy, and I think they're going to get rolling here.
I'm with you guys. I'm with you.
Too.
All right.
I'm obviously going to follow Steph's lock of the week, Detroit for sure.
Yep.
Miami, Tua's, finally feeling comfortable, and Tyreek scored. Like I said, I think that momentum's going to lead into these next couple weeks here.
Ooh, I do think this one is a rat. I think the Patriots division game, I feel like they could beat them. I'm still going Dolphins because I think the Dolphins, this could be another game where they just like really show out, but I'm afraid of this team right here.
My vote doesn't matter, but I was hoping you went Patriots, Steph. I would have rode with it.
Mark that down, Joe.
Yeah.
Good.
Put that down in your notes. Go ahead, Dom.
Got to go with my other boys pick here, man. Give me Tampa.
Thank you.
Right with the lock.
I mean, Cowboys are just absolutely atrocious right now, and I think Washington gets back into the win column finally after 2 weeks, so 3 weeks, whatever. So give me Washington.
I think 3. I think they're on a 3 game.
Oh, is it 3?
I think. Who'd they play last week?
They lost last week. They lost to Pittsburgh and they lost to
Eagles.
Eagles, yes.
Didn't they lose to the Ravens before?
That might be 3 game. Yeah, might be right.
Dom?
They're coming off a great week. I'm going to go with the team that's on fire right now. I'll take Denver.
I like them all as well.
I think Denver's one of the hottest teams right now. I think they're
Which is so weird.
Yeah, it is really weird.
This is a great game. I still believe San Fran at some point is going to get 3 or 4 wins in a row under their belt. I'm going to take San Fran in this game.
I do like San Fran. Got a lot of weapons, but I think the Packers have just as many. I'm going Packers.
Oh, I was hoping you would have made the decision for me, Steph, because I really don't know. Now, can I ask you guys, since I'm split, I don't know what I want. Can I flip a coin?
It's cool with me.
It's your choice.
It's fine. All right. We got a nickel. Heads is Packers. Tails is Niners. Niners it is.
Love it.
All right, Dom.
Dude, this division's shaping up to be, honestly, might be the second best division in football right now. I mean, all 4 teams are, right there for first place. Just because Cardinals are slightly the underdog, I'm going to take the value. I'm going to take the Cardinals to help our percentage out a little bit.
I agree with you, but not for percentage-wise. I'm just a fan of the Cardinals. I like Kyler Murray. I like their weapons. So
I would have been 100% on the Seahawks. I don't think the Cardinals are very good.
I like the Cardinals a lot.
I like Philly right now, even though I hate their coach. I think they're, Barkley's, a machine right now. I'm going to take Philadelphia in this game.
This right here is my rat of the week. I'm going LA.
I'm with you, Steph. I'm glad you did that.
I'm not opposed to it, to be honest. I like it.
Yeah, you could see it happen either way.
Yeah, my thing is when the Rams are fully healthy, they're a dangerous team. They're a dangerous team.
Stafford's clicking, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think McVay's just going to outcoach him.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. That dude's a clown. This game's so 50-50, man. Baltimore has to travel all the way to the West Coast. Chargers are playing well right now. They're still in contention for that 1 seed in the AFC West. You know what? Give me the Chargers this game. I like I said, I'm always big on that West Coast to East Coast or East Coast to West Coast traveling situation. This game's so 50-50, so I'm going to take the Chargers.
For me, it kills me to say it, but I have to go Ravens because I just don't see the Ravens losing 2 games in a row. But the Chargers are a darn good team this year, so I could see the Chargers still winning, but I'm going Ravens.
Steph, I think you hit the nail on the head. You don't see them, drop many in a row. That was my whole thing. I was going to say they always respond after a loss. I feel like I could see this game being a blowout. I could see it being a close game going either way too. But I'm going to go with the Ravens here. I think they respond.
I agree. Now, speaking in close game or blowout, what do you think the total tiebreaker should be? BetMGM has it 50.5.
I'm going to go 47.
Okay. I'm saying 56.
Wow. Okay. That's high, man.
I'm going 51. I guess that's what it's at, huh?
Just do 52 or 51. Yeah. That's kind of in the middle.
38-13.
I like 51.
Wow. I think Baltimore's going to beat them that bad.
That's what I'm saying. I could see it.
I think also the
Ravens.
The Ravens pass D isn't that good, so I think Herbert can like air it out a little against them. But I think Lamar, like I'm not saying like kill them, but like I'm thinking he could like move the ball. Like it's not going to be like they'll put up like a couple scores. But I think Lamar just had such a bad game against us where he's pissed and he's gonna get some numbers up.
Plus, I think Kyle Hamilton's banged up a little bit. I think he'll probably play, but
a lot of their team is Roquan Smith. Who knows what's going on with him?
That's true.
But now just do a quick recap. We went Steelers, Chiefs, Vikings, Texans, Lions, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Commanders, Broncos, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, Ravens, tiebreaker of 51.
Love it.
New England Dolphins, that's a game to watch.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I think that could be a rat. It could be a rat. But guys, I just want to say this is like the quickest we've ever got to this part in the show. We're sitting right around like the 26-minute mark. Like, what do you guys want to talk about? You want to go more in depth about this Steeler game, or
I kind of like this. See, this is what I mean. I think we got to get rid of the Thursday night props and talk more because, dude, first off, like I said, I'm terrible at Thursday night props. Or actually, I don't think any of us are really that good. I'm terrible, but you guys aren't great either.
We're even.
We're 500.
Yeah, we're 500 guys.
There we go. Okay.
I will say this though. I think we can keep it. Just go through a little bit quicker, and we have a bunch of time. But there is something I want to talk to you guys about, and it is that Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. What were your thoughts behind that? Like, dude. I know Dom, you're a big like a fighting guy. Like you like watching fights and everything. Like, what was your like analysis of that? Do you think it was like I hear everyone saying like it was like not like choreographed almost, like they knew what was going to happen. Like, fixed. Yeah. Do you think that's true, or do you think it just came down to Mike Tyson was older and everyone just had too high of hopes for him?
Dude, the guy is 58 years old, and a month or two, no, it was longer, like 3 months ago, he had like a mini stroke on an airplane. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. It wasn't like a stroke, but it was like a heart issue or something where they literally had to escort him off the plane. So like, who knows how much he actually was able to train after? I mean, Jake Paul's 27 years old. He's been boxing for 6-7 years now, every single day. He's actually boxed some good MMA guys. And I don't know if people know this or not, but whenever you're in your beginning of your career in boxing, you fight like your first like 15 fights are against guys with like terrible records. Like they're like nobodies. Like Jake Paul's first 10 fights are probably better than anybody's like Canelo's first 10 fights. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like those guys legit fight nobody until their 15th or 16th fight. But anyways, I was all over Jake Paul. My one buddy actually called me and tried to place a $10,000 bet on Jake Paul. And I was like all for it. Like he should have done it, but like you're not allowed to bet that fight in Pennsylvania. So
yeah, I was gonna say when I went on DraftKings, I didn't see anything. But
yeah, it's legal here.
You know what? Screw the Tyson Paul fight. That was it was a sad thing to watch. How about them girls before?
Yeah, they were.
That was an absolute war.
Yep.
Yeah.
War. Dude, they're as crazy as that second fight was. Their first fight might have been better.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my gosh, dude.
I think a lot of what took away from this last fight was that she did get that massive cut above her eye from a headbutt.
Oh yeah.
I don't think she headbutted her on purpose, but she definitely led with her head a lot of the fight. Yeah. But I think if she doesnn't get that cut, because you could tell it was affecting her a lot. Like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, like I don't think if she has that, I think that could have been would have went from an amazing fight to like astronomical. Like, holy cow.
And this is why those judges in that fight, it's a prime example why people are losing interest in boxing and shifting over to UFC, because Amanda Serrano absolutely won that fight in my mind.
Yeah,
completely.
I thought so too. But
what was it on the unofficial card? Plus, also Taylor had a deduction from another headbutt later in the fight. But the unofficial card had Serrano winning by 2 rounds, and with the deduction, she won by 3.
Exactly.
And then with the judges, they had Taylor winning by 1, and that's after deduction. So they had her 2 more rounds over. So that was a little like how like I get it. The unofficial card is like it's not always right, but like that seems like kind of drastic to be that far off.
Yeah.
All these combat sports, they have to get into live scoring. They have to. Like even in boxing, UFC especially. Like you should. I'm a big believer that you should know where you're at going into the later rounds. Even after round 1, see if you won that round. It may change your strategy up a little bit. I think there should be some type of scoring in these MMA and boxing matches that you see where you're at, because that would approach the fight game a lot differently.
Yeah.
You think you see, like if people like see that they're actually closer than they think, or vice versa or whatever, you think like people would be more like conservative?
100%.
So
that's how it should be. Just like in basketball and football, if you have a lead, you're gonna run the ball a little bit. I think it shouldn't be a surprise.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I can understand that, but like, I feel like the best part about fighting is the knockouts and all these big, knockout submissions or whatever it is. People are being more conservative. They're like might not see as much of that, but remember, it might not be as much.
You can do it vice versa, though. Maybe one side's being more conservative, but the other side has more of an urgency under them, knowing like they're down. Maybe they're like, all right, I got to go.
And on top of it, some fighters just can't be conservative. That's just not part of their game. So, like, it doesn't mean everybody's going to, like, on the round 3, if they're up to it, they're just going to, like, lay back. Like, that doesn't mean that. Yeah. Sometimes they have to be active. That's just the way they fight. So it doesn't mean necessarily all these fights would start being kind of boring in the later rounds if it's 2-0. But like Steph said, it could be vice versa. The guy that's down or the girl that's down, they have the urgency and to go out there and try to get the finish.
Yeah. I can see that too. That's a good argument. That's a good argument.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah. But great fight. That Mike Tyson fight, I'm happy that they decided to do that on Netflix, to be honest with you, for free for everybody, because pay-per-view buys would have been, insane to buy that fight. Insane.
We're not going to talk about like the biggest pop of the night. Was like,
wait, in the boxing fight?
Oh yeah. Tyson
Mike.
What? You think he knew what he was doing, right? He knew. But like, also, I think like
why?
He just like he doesn't give a fuck. So like, I don't know. He might not have been aware, but I don't know. That was interesting. I was crazy.
I'll be honest. I think Mike Tyson was prime Mike Tyson. The whole like mental space, like getting ready for it. Like he doesn't come out flashy, walks out with a massive black shirt on by himself, gets to the ring, is like not saying anything. First round, like he was attacking a little at the beginning. And I think once like he started slowing down because he was tired and he got hit a couple times from Paul, I think the fight was over from that point on.
Yeah.
Like not saying like, obviously I'm not saying Mike Tyson's afraid of Jake Paul, but I no longer feel like he was trying to win the fight, and it was just him trying to not get knocked out.
Listen,
I barely threw any punches, anything.
I fully believe Mike Tyson had no intentions of winning that fight before the fight even happened. He was there for the paycheck.
100%.
What do you like,
dude?
So he's 100% for the paycheck, but also like Mike Tyson's a killer. Like he's not gonna just like go into the fight and being like, I can lose. Like I truly think until that first round was about halfway over, in his head, he was winning that fight.
I disagree.
He won the first round, but listen,
he won the first 2.
19 years ago was his last like professional fight, not like the Roy Jones Jr. fight. But like, and he said, I'm not a killer anymore. He goes, I'm just doing this to pay my bills. 20 years ago. So like now, obviously, he doesn't have that killer instinct anymore. Like
he knew he wasn't going to go out there. He knew he wasn't going to go out there and knock him out. Like if people that thought that was going to happen should literally not have watched the fight.
No, here's the thing. He could have definitely done something. I saw some clips actually today where like Mike had a clear shot and he just didn't throw a punch, or he pulled back. But whatever it is, he wasn't going to win the fight. Like without a knockout, obviously, but it would have had to be within the first 2 rounds because you did see his legs fade, towards the end.
Yeah.
I feel like he held off a lot. I know he's 58, but like there were some times where it looked like he was like throwing it, but just didn't throw it. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
But all right, guys. Last thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about this Steeler game. I want to get more in depth. I want you guys to give me your rundown on the AFC North. I want the rundown on the AFC in general. Like, give me an outlook for the rest of the season. Start off though. Let's talk about this Browns game.
Well, obviously a trap. We're in Cleveland. Short week after one of the most physical games you'll play all year. Short week on the road against a team that really has nothing to lose. That's the most dangerous team.
This is like their Super Bowl
situation. Yeah, absolutely it is. I was texting one of mine and Steph's buddy from college because it's crazy. The Steelers have 3 buys this year. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see. Like, I'm like, you're just setting it up. You're setting yourself up for success. Exactly. If the Browns do win. But, you can't look at it as a gimme. And I think Cam Hayward said that today or yesterday. It's like, you got to, it's the Browns, but like it's like any other team, any other week, you got to prepare the same way. And coming off that Ravens game, can't get too high. I just hope we can respond and play a good full game.
I think that comes down to the locker room situation too, which is why I'm actually happy with the guys we got. I mean, we got Russell Wilson. He's not that type of guy. It's has an ego. He's going to go in there and be like, yeah, we're going to, thrash this team all over the place. Like Russell Wilson, every single game, he's, fully prepping and, he's fully bought into this team. And then the defensive side, like you said, you got Cam Hayward and TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick. You got legit like pro Hall of Famer guys that like they know what type of game this is and what this could mean for us if we get this victory.
Yeah. I think you see a lot, like any big play. There's so many people celebrating now. Like it's just like kind of refreshing to see because we didn't have this, like, I guess for lack of a better word, like vibe, like in a long time. And it feels good. It's kind of re-energized everyone. And I think the players are really, feeling it. You could see it every week.
I am super, super happy for Patrick Queen, man, the way he played on Sunday against his former team. It's funny too. I went to the game with my dad in that last play of the half, or the Baltimore was driving on they're on their own like 15-yard line. They decided to throw that screen route to Likely or whatever. I told my dad, if they try to score here, they're going to turn the ball over. Literally the next play, Patrick Queen made that play. I thought that's what really changed the game for us, to be honest with you, because that was just a stupid decision by Harbaugh. I don't know what you're doing with 23 seconds left and you're on 13 trying to, drive the ball 40, 50 yards to get a field goal. But I really thought that's what changed the game for us.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And he's been playing better every game. Like,
yes,
as of recent, he's just getting better every game. I hope he can keep it up because, our defense is just going to get scarier and scarier.
Steph, who you going the game with?
So once a year, me, my dad, my uncle, and my cousin, we all get together and go to a Steelers away game. This is going to be our 4th season. So the very first year, we did Pittsburgh. We just went to a home game. They're from Pittsburgh, but they live out of town now. And so we went to Pittsburgh for the first one. Next time we went and saw Kenny Pickett's first start in Buffalo. Last year we went to Indianapolis and saw that game. And this year we're going to Cleveland. And
nice.
Fun fact, we've never seen the same quarterback start a single time. Yeah. Our first time we went was Big Ben. The second time we went was Kenny Pickett. Third time I think it was Trubisky. And now this year we have Russell Wilson.
Dude, that's actually insane.
And here's a question I have for you guys real quick.
Here, I know exactly where this is going, but go ahead, ask it.
I don't know if you do, but
I do. Is this something to do with Fields?
No.
Oh, okay.
When did Tomlin start coaching the Steelers? Do you guys have a rough?
I think I know the year.
What year?
I would say 2008.
I would say 2008.
I thought we won it in 2009. That was the second year in it.
or 06 or 07, I think.
Well, the second year we won the championship with him, which was 09. So I'm assuming he started in 08,
Okay.
right?
Did we win it? No, I think
07, 08 season, I guess, but
it was technically
yeah.
It was like February 09.
Yeah,
I think it was 07.
Yeah, that's probably right. I think that's right.
I think that's right. Yeah.
The 07, 08.
Then we made it again in 10.
Yeah.
The 10 season.
Lost to Rodgers.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Because this is what I was thinking. The Steelers have not won a Thursday night game since 2011.
Wow.
And guess who we played that game?
Browns.
I'm assuming the Browns.
The Browns. 2011, we beat the Browns. 2012, we lost to Tennessee. 2013, lost to Baltimore. 2015, lost to Baltimore. 2015, lost to the Patriots. All time.
So,
Wait,
I mean,
that's
honestly,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't had a Thursday night game since 2015.
There's
I'm
no way
on-
that's right.
I'm on StatMuse right now, and it says we are 14-20 all time, and we haven't had one since 2015.
Dude,
Listen,
we played.
I thought we had one every
First
year.
off, we played Cleveland last year on a Thursday night, I thought, and we lost with Trubisky.
I thought we beat them at home.
No, we lost. We lost to with Trubisky.
That wasn't the game that TJ Watt had a crazy game. It was a primetime game. I know that. I thought it was.
There's Steph. Steph. There's no way. I know for a fact we play a Thursday night game almost every.
Yeah, I
single year
swear we
since
played
2015.
one every year.
We definitely.
I was
played Cleveland last
thinking-
year on Thursday.
But
tell you that.
to that point though, Steph, like that stat, at first it was kind of shocking, but like then you think like how many times do the Steelers have a full week to prepare and we're not at all. We look like a
Wait a minute. We played
popcorn
the
team.
we played the Titans on a Thursday night game like 2 years ago too, where we won, but we beat Will Levis.
That was last year. Steph, I was at your place.
Were
Yeah,
you?
that was last year.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Everything I'm looking up, it's granted, it's just saying, oh, okay, I guess it goes by tens. No, 2023 we lost to.
No,
New England.
2023 we beat.
Oh
Tennessee
no,
Titans.
2023
2016.
we lost to New England. 2023 also we beat Tennessee. Then 2022 lost to Cleveland. 2021 lost to the Vikings. 2019 lost to Cleveland.
Okay. But more losses than wins, we can agree, right?
100%.
Yeah. So I mean that's one thing. Tomlin sometimes is very unprepared, and it makes sense that it comes often on Thursdays.
I wouldn't say sometimes.
A lot of the time.
Me and my dad say it every time. The first half of a football game, it's like the Steelers have no idea what to do. And
Yeah.
then we go into halftime and something happens where we come out as the best team in football. If we were just to do half of what we did in the second half and the first half, we'd be unreal.
What would you say? What would you
Huh?
say? Like, so for this past game on Sunday, would you say obviously the offense was horrible the whole game, but I felt like the defense was good the entirety of the game.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
But I mean, I guess that's kind of true with our offense. I mean, our offense didn't play good in the second.
I
half
mean,
either,
here's my thing though. Is yes, I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I kind of don't, because we're also looking at 6 points that the Ravens should have had that their kicker just messed up on, and 6 points, we lose that game then.
Speaking of that, our crowd was going crazy when he missed those field goals, man.
Yeah, sure. I bet. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. I mean, it has to be coaching. It can't come down to players, and maybe it's not even Tomlin. Maybe it's just like play calling in general. It's like our play callers have no idea how to approach teams at first until they're halfway through a game, and then they figure it out. But there's something about the first half of football games, we never look good, ever.
Mid-game adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, what the greatest example is the Chargers, where they had how many rushing yards against us to start the game, and then in the second half they had like 6 total yards or something crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the offense gets off to a slow start like more often than the defense, but I feel like that's kind of
Well, against the Jets game, our offense looked good the whole entire game.
when's the last time we had a opening drive touchdown?
I don't know.
Did we score against Washington on our first drive?
Don't know.
We scored recently on first. Was it the Jets?
It could have been the Jets.
It was. I'm telling you, it was more. It was sooner than you think.
I don't think it was Washington though.
It might not, but I think Washington was actually. Wait, no.
It wasn't the Cowboys? I don't think.
Who's the game George Pickens caught the touchdown? Was that the where his body was torn? Was that Washington?
Yeah, that was Washington.
I think that was our opening drive. Was it not?
Was it?
Maybe not.
I could be wrong. I just don't think that.
No, it was the Jets game. It's saying.
Okay.
Well, the Steelers was 8 minutes and 33 seconds into the Washington game. I'm assuming that would be our first drive, unless that's our second drive. But no,
I don't know.
Because it's only 6 minutes off the clock.
I don't know why. I want to say that we had ball first and kicked a field goal first drive.
It was 7-7 after the first quarter.
You're right. I don't know why.
No, but you're good. I know.
Yeah. Wait, one other thing I'd like to bring up before we finish up, and Dom thought you were alluding to this earlier, Steph, is Justin Fields. And I've never actually felt this way until this week. I think any short yardage, third down, I mean, honestly, even second down or something sometimes, bring them in. And I think close, I don't want to say just inside in the red zone. I would say within 10 yards of the goal line. I think he brings a different level of to the offense.
I've said this before. I think Russell Wilson, hands down, should be our quarterback. I'm not saying we go back to Justin Fields, but he still has yet to prove to me that he's a good red zone quarterback. Yeah. And I'm not saying we hit the red zone, he comes out, Fields comes in, but you have to have packages to mix it up a little. You know what I mean? Because I think Justin Fields, he wasn't a great passer in the red zone per se. I think he had maybe 4, if I'm not wrong, in the red zone while he was starting.
5 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he had 5 rushing touchdowns. So it's Russell Wilson, I still think he can move a little, and he does when he absolutely needs to, but I don't think it's as much as an asset as obviously as a Justin Fields, where he can come in. It's you got to respect what he can do passing, and you have to respect what he does rushing. So one will open up another one. And another thing I was saying is, I thought how we used him this past week was absolutely perfect. And you keep putting him in situations like that and be hey, we're running a read option. Do that. Put that on film. Then all of a sudden it's going to be a 4th and 4 game on the line. Maybe it's a playoff game or something. You put Justin Fields in, and all of a sudden that option is actually an RPO. And boom, you get something like that, and boom, someone's going. But you keep putting that on film, I think that could be something super dangerous for the Steelers. Super dangerous
for the win in the AFC Championship game.
Could you imagine? You know what?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But
at that point, just make it the Super Bowl.
I definitely think we should involve him a little more. And I'm not. It doesn't have to be every single third and 2, but bring him in, use him. Use his legs, but also keep teams honest. Maybe take a shot on 2nd and 2. They think.
I'll be honest too. That would be really cool to see, and I think that would confuse a lot of teams.
I honestly, we really haven't had to do it though necessarily.
Yeah.
So maybe we're holding it, up our sleeves until later on when it really, these games really matter. Not saying they don't now, but
I would say also that was a good game to use it in, because Russell Wilson was struggling a little bit passing, and the Ravens' run defense has been phenomenal this year. Yeah. So it's you run that read option with Justin Fields, and now you have 2 opportunities pretty much to get the first down. Your D end or linebackers have to play that perfect instead of just Russell Wilson turning around, just handing the ball off to Najee. It's happening. It's that one where he pulled it and he didn't get the first down. He slid right before, which my dad's absolutely pissed about. And obviously, I don't think that's acceptable, but I don't think it's the worst
He was
thing
cold,
in the
he had
world.
cold feet too, man. Like he just got into the game. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, no excuses. But
I will say though, I did go back and watch it again because I was just like, how far could he have got? The one defender, well before he was sliding, was at the first down marker, so he could have made a move, but instead he made a business decision. Probably thought, he was probably thought he was close enough. Hey, it's a mess up. Maybe in the future, like we got the first down, no harm, no foul, we're good.
Yeah.
But if it would have went wrong, maybe in the future he would have been like, all right, maybe I'll put my body on the line a little bit more. But I don't blame him for that.
for sure,
Dude, he's just so damn explosive. Like on that run, it's like a blur when he runs, dude. He's so fast.
you can tell like in person too, like how different it is compared to like outside of Lamar, obviously, like how explosive he is, man.
He's the second best running quarterback.
He just plants his foot.
I'd say third.
I'd probably say third.
Josh
right
Allen's above him.
Who?
Yeah,
Josh Allen.
I think no. I think if you strictly running, no. Josh Allen
as a pure runner. That's different.
no. That's what I'm saying. It's like a run, like best like running quarterback, like as a runner. I mean,
he's
not
second,
that's what I would meant. Like I'm not saying like being a running and like throwing combined.
Technique and like speed and everything, he's second. But like playing the position and running the ball, Josh Allen's more effective.
I completely agree. I'm just saying strictly just running the ball.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. I think we're good to wrap it up here. Before we do, though, I just want to give us another little pat on the back, man. Go ahead. Give yourself one. So last time we patted ourselves on the back is we had our first 1,000 view video. Well, we went over that again. This time we got 3,200 views. So yeah, it's exciting to see. Seeing us grow and everything. We're going to keep bringing that content to you. We're bringing a lot of immaculate grid stuff right now. Seems like that's where we're getting a lot of traction. So
who doesn't love immaculate grid though?
Yeah, it's a great time. We have some great funny moments with it. You get Dom freaking out. You get me dancing with my head and Dom gets pissed off about it. In those 1 minute shorts, a lot gets packed in them. So if you guys haven't seen them, I highly recommend going and watching them.
Oh yeah.
Like, subscribe, repost, whatever else there is to possibly do. Comment.
Yeah, you know what though? Before we do all this, Dom, what you said 2 weeks ago you had a weekly question, and then last week you said you were going to use it, but you didn't. So what is it? What's your weekly question this week?
Wait, he forgot it again.
I didn't have one.
But you said you had one.
Yes, I did
at the beginning.
2 weeks ago. Is it for 2 weeks? It didn't come back to my head. If that's what you're asking me,
Steph, get him, Steph.
I thought you wanted me to come up with a new one.
No, we want that one.
We wanted the other one, but we'll take a new one. You said
that's what I was doing until you. I mean, I was thinking about it until you said something.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Let's hear it, Dom. What's your question?
Well, we already did that. I was gonna say maybe put a random NFL player and we'll guess the colleges on here. Like maybe Steph, if you see somebody that maybe you could be like Nate Washington or like whatever, and then we'll try to guess it.
Yeah,
something like
that. Or
I don't know.
You know what? Just ask us any trivia question. If you don't know colleges that much, just ask us any trivia question in there.
I got one. I got a quick
next
one.
Week.
Just between us three, just a fun little activity here for the kids. All right, I'm thinking of a Jets receiver. When you think of Jets receiver, this is like one of the last guys you might think of. Now, he had like one, maybe two good years with the Jets. Fizzled out like after probably 5 years in the league total. And I'm trying to. He has an interesting name. He has an interesting name.
I know it is.
So I don't want to give too many details yet, but that's where we're going to start.
Wait, can I guess it?
Yeah, absolutely. Guess.
Is it Quincy Enunwa?
Yeah, dude.
I knew it right away.
Good. That's awesome.
That was insane. I was thinking Jericho Cotchery.
That's also
I-
another.
Joe, I
that
remember
would've
him
been my
too, dude.
guess.
He didn't fizzle out. Jericho was on the Steelers. And had a
Yeah, but he
couple
wasn't.
decent
I knew
plays.
exactly who you were talking about right away, Joe. I swear.
Dude, that's insane. I'm baffled that you got that.
That
was insane.
I'm very proud of you for that.
Thank you. No, thank you.
But all right, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you haven't watched our old videos, go give them a watch. Let us know how we're doing. With that, we out of here. Peace.